All right, welcome back. On RealCopStoriesVideos.com, we're pushing 380 cop stories. Please look them up. 7, 8, 9 minutes long. You're already on the site here. You should have already been looking them up. Gross alerts on Vice, almost 4 years. A lot of gang stuff, a lot of fit pursuits, normal stuff, but they're all my babies. I love them all. In addition to that, we've got over 200 question and answers. So ask me a question, I'll answer you directly, and then we'll put them on video like we're doing now. If you want to ask me a question, go to rsbcopstories@gmail.com and ask me a question. I'll answer it. Any question, well, police related, obviously, but anyway, appreciate that. Okay, the question came in about strange court cases. Now, in the 380 stories, I've covered a lot of court cases. You know, some poor gal got raped, and I explained that one. I had the one where, how long have you been in Hispanic? Somebody asked me that on a cross-examination. That's a good one. So I have a lot of them in there. But some of these I'm going to show you right now, I'm going to expound on, okay? I hope that's the right word. This one's interesting. Before I show you some numbers, I pre-wrote some stuff down here. I'm going to tell you about the case. Real careful. We did 3 search warrants in 2 counties, okay? And I work with major narcotics. These are multi-kilo cases. And since I'm kind of the junior guy, I was assigned to go out to a neighboring county about, good gosh, 50 miles east of LA, and served a warrant with that agency there. And I was lead detective along with a bunch of help from other uniform officers from the area. Served a warrant, and I won't talk about the other 2, doesn't really matter. Talking about this one. Served a warrant, ran into the house. One guy's running the house. So a couple of people screaming, some women, some kids. Bottom line is we have one guy who owns the house. We saw, I'm back up. Before we served the warrant, a guy came out of the house and took off in a convertible, okay? He was stopped by the local sheriffs, because we had sheriff. When most agencies ask for help, whether they ask us for help around the track here, uniform help, or we ask someone for uniform help, they overreact, which I think I like, is they give us more officers than we need, because they want to make sure that they're helping us, and they want to make sure they have enough coverage. If something happens and there's a shootout, they don't want to be shorthanded, because it's going to be their shootout. You know what I mean? It's not going to be, I'm a guest in this area, so they want to obviously impress me, but they also want to make sure that they cover everything, because once we do this, once we do the warrant, it becomes their responsibility for security, not me. I'm here with the warrant, and I need help. That makes sense, okay? So we have plenty of sheriffs. So that guy was stopped, and he tried to run a little bit. They captured him. He didn't run very far. And when they went back to the car, they found a kilo of cocaine in his car. Okay, half a kilo. A kilo is like I consider like a rolled ham, I mean, like a ham you'd buy at the store, about this big. Okay, it was half of that. It was about a pound. Okay, worth about wholesale is worth about 20 grand. Retail 400,000 or 500,000, because it's broke down. It's pretty pure. Anyway, they got him. So of course, since he came from the house, I was with the supervisor. Says, we got to hit it now. Okay, so he says, let's go. So here we go. We hit the house, and I'm in plain clothes with all my gear on, but I have uniforms in front of me, and they have a special team that does this. So they're running the house. I'm behind them. Everybody's detained. Just like I said, mostly women and children, and one guy was running the place. So we start searching. We find 4 or 5 weapons, a couple AR-15s, 2 or 3 pistols stolen. Pretty good cape. We find some cocaine over here. We find again a large 2 or 3 of these kilos over there, and we found something that was unusual for that county and kind of unusual for us too. We found a kilo of black tar heroin. Okay, very rare. I'll tell you later how rare that is. I was surprised, and it looks like a block of tar. It looks like. Have you ever know anybody does roofing? You know, so they have these big rolls of tar paper, of tar that's rolled in paper, and they unwrap the paper and they throw it in a cooker, which basically cooks the tar, makes it liquid, and then they shoot it up and they put it on roofs that have flat tops and stuff like that. So it looks like just a chunk. It's about this big. Again, like a little ham you buy at the store of tar heroin. Now that's about 80% pure. Okay, I'll get to that later also. Okay, so. Everybody's arrested. Okay, and I'm running the case, and once I'm inside, I'm helping with the search. I'm doing everything, because these guys know they're there to do the entry, help me get in, and then they just do this. Okay, it's your baby. It's my baby, which is fine. It's my case. So I'm in there doing everything, booking all the evidence. They're searching. They're telling me where the stuff is, because I'm getting ready for court. And I've got a whole 3-ring binder for this case. I got the warrant in there that I wrote, all kinds of stuff. So this is building. And so then they take everything to the station, the local station, sheriff's station, and a couple of their guys helped me, and we booked all the evidence. We booked him. He was easy to book, just the evidence. And so it's all done. Next day, I go to the district attorney's office, because we have to do our own case filings. Most of the time when local police make an arrest, They submit the paperwork. The next day it goes to a filing deputy district attorney. I'm saying all this because I want you to know where I'm coming from here. These reports, like, Oxycontin pills, and somebody got a little bit of heroin, that all goes to filing deputies of, say, the Orange County Sheriff's Department or Orange County District Attorney's Office. They get stacks of them every morning. And they look at it, okay, I'll file that one. No, I'm not going to file that one. So these guys, all their job, these district attorneys, is to decide which ones are going to file charges and which one they're not. They might not like the search, so they'll kick it. I mean, just all kinds of stuff going here once the cops are done with it, okay? Unfortunately, when you get a large seizure like we had, like, I won't say us, I won't say me, we have to go to a special district attorney, okay? So that night I called the DA's office and told him what I had. Because, and so the next day, I drive all the way from, I don't even go to Los Angeles. I drive straight to the district attorney's office, and I get the assistant head DA of this county, okay? He saw the reports, or he got the phone call from they have a 24-hour hotline. He came in this morning at like 8 o'clock, and I was there like 8:30. Somebody told him something big's coming in, okay, from us. So he's the assistant head guy, so he's waiting for me. So I come in. Now I felt like a VIP. I come in. Who are you? And I got my badge. And, oh, yes, waiting for you. And he takes me down the hallway to this huge office. I can imagine what the head guy's office was like. This is the assistant. Oh, how's it going? How are you? And a really nice man, very professional. What's going on? So he doesn't have anything in front of him at all. He just has a phone call from the duty lady the night before. So I have all my stuff, binders and everything. So I got photographs, everything. So here we go. So we go to a little conference table there, holds about 8 people, but it's pretty good size. I lay everything out. Here it is. He goes, and I said, I wrote the report last night. Here's the report on the side. So he's looking like, oh my gosh. I mean, you can see the look on his face, because remember now, I don't know if it's like we're big shots, but you got like San Diego County's big, Riverside County's big, LA County's big, San Francisco County. These are big counties, millions of people. So they're used to big cases because, narcs come in. But the county I was in, even though geographically it was huge, not a lot of big cases. Just the way it is. It's more urban. It's more out. Now there's more people moving in. They're going to get more cases. But anyway, at that time, this was about 1988, 89. He said, how much narcotics do you have? I said, we got this, and I go, we also have a kilo of tar heroin. He goes, I've never heard of that before. Okay. Let me make a phone call. He calls. Well, next thing I know, 2 guys come in. One DA that worked in another county, and another DA from there. And they had heard about this. One had seen one tar heroin case before. Whoa, they're staring at this. Okay, so they're going, whoa, what is this? What? I said, well, I had to explain. I'll explain to you what this is also, but cocaine is just common stuff, okay, because we get it all the time. Heroin is very rare, regular heroin. Tar heroin in those years was coming from, like rural areas of California, New Mexico, Arizona, where they were producing it out there and then they transport it into the bigger cities. And it's a very strong drug. It's very lethal, of course, if you use too much. So now we're going over all the evidence. Of course, they love this. I think it's great. How much is it worth? I said, well, it's worth in the area of about 2.5. This one little kilo is about $2.5 million. And they're like, what? Just because, again, this is all new to them, okay? And he goes, whoa. And so one guy's got a book out. He's going through some cases. They're getting ready to try this. My job is to arrest. Their job is to prosecute. So they got books open. They're discussing this. I'm just sitting back, just kind of, if you need any questions answered. We had guns. They don't care about the guns. Stolen guns. They don't care about that. I think we had 4 or 5 pounds of cocaine. Oh, that's mildly interesting. We're going to get them on that. But they're looking at this because this is the highest value stuff in there that we have. Okay, it's high value. Okay, so and of course the bail was, as soon as they found that out, they called the jail, and when I booked the guy, the bail was like $500,000. Well, when he made the call, they made it up to, since it was worth $2 million plus along with the cocaine, they got a $5 million cap on his bail. He's not going anywhere. Okay, because the other guy was booked with the kilo. He bailed out that night, and here 35 years later, 40 years later, he's still missing. I have no idea where he went. He left and he got a warrant for his arrest, and well, he probably went to Mexico or someplace else. So that because once they put a warrant out, they're going to get you eventually. But if you leave the country, then you left the country. Nothing to do about that. Okay, so I hate to go long here, but I want you to see what's happening here. So so fine. So then they took me to lunch. They're all excited. Went to lunch across the street. This courthouse is relatively new. A lot of construction there. So have all kinds of restaurants. We're having a working lunch. Sit down. I took one of my binders and we're talking about the case. And we're off in the corner somewhere because I don't want anybody to hear us. And we're working lunch. Come back. Another 2 or 3 hours. My boss was calling. What's going on? I said, well, I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here for 2 or 3 weeks. What? He's all upset. Well, later on when I became a boss, you can't be upset over one of your personnel going to court on a case you did and you look good walking around the next day. He did, the boss, saying, look what we did, we're really bitching. And then you say, well, I don't want my guy to go to court. Well, no, he has no choice over that. I have to go be in court. And I like both. I'll do whatever I'm told to do. I'm just a cop, you know. Okay, so you don't like that. So, okay, well, I'll see you later. Just check in every day, make sure you're okay. Okay, fine. Make sure you're all right. I'm okay. Okay, so now we're getting ready for trial. Actually, let me back up. We're getting ready for the preliminary trial, okay, which is a 2-week thing where they just hold to answer, okay, and it's pretty quick. I'm going to go that one real quick because, and then maybe the next segment I'll go longer because this is a long, drawn-out thing here. 3 weeks later, we go to a preliminary hearing. That's just the judge, you, and the defense. Went in there, they're making a bunch of motions, illegal search and seizure. Well, the problem with illegal search and seizure is it's a search warrant. You hardly ever overthrow a search warrant. It's 99.9% of the time, they're never going to thwart that. All they can go for is once we do the searching and we didn't give him his rights and all that crap that they make up. Okay, so pretty quick, maybe half an hour. All they wanted to find out is what I saw, what we got, was he there, is it his, and that's pretty much it, set for trial. They just want to make sure they have enough evidence to hold him for the trial later. If he wants to go to trial, they can always plea bargain. Always give him the opportunity to plea bargain before the trial. Okay. Just like now with the school scandal. They're letting all these parents plea bargain before they're going to go to trial. It's the same thing. Everybody has a right to go to trial within 2 weeks. Everybody has a right to change their plea, all that. That's just part of the legal system. I'm just sitting there. I'm just a witness now. It's out of my control. Okay. So that was successful. Okay. So now the prelim, I made some statements. I made some things, and that's going to come out later on in the trial too. I'll cover that too. How these attorneys work. Okay. So So I'm there a few more days, and I go back to work, okay? Because I got work. I mean, this is not my job as prosecuting. So another couple weeks go by, 3 weeks, and I get a call from the district attorney. Okay, we need you out here for the next 2 weeks. We're gonna pick a jury tomorrow. Blah, blah. Okay, fine. So I tell my boss he didn't like it, but I gotta go. I mean, that's where I'm going every day now. I'm assigned there. So I get there, and it's normal stuff. You know, jury pool, 50 jurors are picking juries, and you know, I'm in the table with the district attorney and the defense. They brought in 2 really high profile, wearing wearing $1,000 suits, because my DA told me that. You know, him and I are wearing, you know, suits from Sears, and these guys are wearing, you know, all these, you know, Louis Jardin shirt with the fancy, you know, handkerchief sticking out, and their hair is perfectly combed back, and these are professional narcotic attorneys. This is what they do. Okay, fine, because this is a high profile case, so he could get life for this. Okay, so life in prison. So we're ready to go. So everything's picked. Okay, so now we start the trial. There's some things that went on here, and this is pretty good. I'm getting low on time here. So everybody's in panel, and I'm pretty much the only witness for the people. Okay, so I'm ready for this. I have that time I had 18 years on, 5 at narcotics. I've been around a while. I've been around the block. I've known a lot of trials, so I'm ready to go. Okay, got my best suit on, ready to go. So we start the trial. And I get my testimony, what I told you. Got a warrant, hit the house, bye-bye. Okay. So, you know what? I'm going to continue this in the next one, okay? Because it's going to get involved here, okay? I'm so sorry I ran out of time, but we'll catch you next time. This is going to be a long one. Thanks.